You don't have to be a Socrates, the wisest philosopher of all time, but you can be the best version of yourself. Imagine this: a young athlete, struggling to keep up with his teammates, constantly falling behind in practice. Everyone else is faster, stronger, and more skilled. At first, he feels discouraged, questioning if he has what it takes. But then, he starts to remember that the greatest champions didn't get to where they are by avoiding challenges. They became champions because they refused to give up, no matter how tough it got. They didn't let the irrationality of life, or the unfairness of the situation, stop them. And neither should you. Life is not about avoiding pain or difficulty. It's about how we respond to those moments. The true struggle doesn't lie in the blows we face. It lies in how we interpret them. We often don't mind suffering if it feels meaningful, if it has a purpose. A Spartan warrior, for example, endured whippings without breaking because he understood that this pain was part of his training, part of his growth. The pain wasn't irrational. It was part of his journey. Just like that athlete who faces defeat on the track, the Spartan knew that suffering was not an enemy, but a tool for strength. It's not the pain that harms us, but our perception of it. If we see life's hardships as irrational, unfair, or senseless, we suffer more deeply. But if we recognize them as opportunities to grow, to strengthen our character, then we find a deeper peace. Pain becomes an ally in our journey of self-improvement. The power of your willpower. Think of your willpower as the most precious thing you possess, something that can't be taken from you unless you choose to give it away. Life will throw challenges at you, and people will test your patience. But don't let anything, not even the toughest of situations, cheapen the power of your will. Your will to keep going, to rise every time you fall, is your greatest strength. If you have a goal, don't let distractions or obstacles derail you. Guard your will like a treasure, because it's the only thing that can never be taken from you unless you choose to surrender it. Consider this. Imagine you're offered a large sum of money, but in exchange, you must give up the very thing that makes you you. Your character, your values, your will to keep pushing forward. Would you take the money? Of course not. Your willpower is more valuable than anything money can buy. Life often feels like it's demanding more from us than we can give. But the reality is, if we stay true to ourselves and our purpose, we're always in control of how we respond. No matter what's thrown your way, remember, your will is yours to shape. Never let anyone or anything take that from you. Strive for the best version of yourself. You might look at the world around you and think, I'll never be as talented as those around me. But I want you to remember, the people you admire didn't reach greatness by being born perfect. They reached it by constantly striving to be better than they were yesterday. Take the example of a horse. Not every horse is born a champion, but with the right training, many can run faster than they ever imagined. And not every dog is born an expert tracker, but with practice, they learn the skills they need to succeed. The same is true for us. You don't need to be born with all the talents you desire, but you do need to put in the effort. You don't have to be a Socrates, the wisest philosopher of all time, but you can be the best version of yourself. You don't need to be the wealthiest person in the world to make a positive impact, but you can take care of your finances, build a secure future, and live with purpose. Just like that athlete I mentioned earlier, he may never be the fastest, but he will improve because he never stops trying. It's easy to look at others and think you'll never measure up, but greatness is not about perfection. It's about effort. It's about constantly working to improve yourself, to rise above your limitations, and to never give up on your potential. You are capable of more than you know. There will be times in your life when you feel like giving up, when you feel overwhelmed, when the road ahead seems too long, or when you feel like the world is against you. But I want you to remember something important. You are stronger than you think. Just because you're not where you want to be yet doesn't mean you won't get there. Every successful person you admire, every great figure in history, they all started somewhere. And they all had moments when they felt like they couldn't go on, but they didn't stop. They didn't give up. Think about how a plant grows. At first, it's just a small seed in the dirt. No one sees the struggle it goes through beneath the surface, the roots growing deeper, the stem pushing its way up. But eventually, that plant emerges, stronger and taller than before. You might feel like you're still underground, still struggling, but believe me, Every effort you make is bringing you closer to your breakthrough. Final words. Never stop striving. You are capable of greatness. Life will challenge you, but those challenges are there to help you grow. Keep striving, keep improving, and keep pushing forward, no matter how hard it gets. Because the true measure of success is not in how easy life is, but in how you rise above every obstacle, how you meet every challenge with your full strength, and how you keep your willpower intact. You may not be perfect. You may never be the fastest, the smartest, or the wealthiest, but you can be the best version of yourself, and that's all that matters. So rise above, stay true to your character, and keep moving forward. The world needs your light, and you have the power to shine.